Hey everybody, Glenn Hausman here for Here to Stay TV. We're reporting from the Service Department Summit Europe here in London, one of my favorite cities. I found myself someone from another country, from Ireland. It's Will Kirkpatrick of Gerald Eve. First I got to ask you, what is Gerald Eve?
So Gerald Eve, we are specialist hotel valuers. We've been specialising in the service department sector for over 10 years.
So where's money coming from in the extended stay service department sector? That's what you're really following.
I always follow the money. It's a real challenge, actually. I think it's a very exciting time for the service department sector. You know, historically, a lot of funds and investors didn't understand the sector. Our company, we've actually started off doing a lot of work with the budget hotel sector, and the P&L accounts are quite similar. So I think that makes it quite interesting. So we are now seeing institutional funds starting to look at management agreements and leases for the sector, which is really exciting.
So let's break this down a little bit so people understand. Where was the lack of knowledge? How did they get that knowledge? And how are they putting out that money right now?
I think people were just quite concerned that we understood the budget hotel and the hotel sector in terms of select service product. They understood a service department, but this apart hotel bit in the middle they didn't understand. I think certain days with the Seco deal transferring through has been very helpful, and I think part of that is trying to encourage investors that this is not a risky market. It's got longevity, and I think that's one of the things that needs to be shown through.
Yeah, earlier today here at the Service Department Summit Europe, we were hearing about how some of the markets are becoming overheated now because there's so much development. What are you trying to advise folks when they're bringing money into the sector where they should deploy their capital?
That's a really good question, actually.
Thank you.
You get your word in heaven.
Well, let's just end this now. I can't beat it.
Exactly. You can pay me money later. So you're absolutely right. We had this conversation earlier today. We had a certain city I'll not mention, where we've just seen, like, on my desk, 3 big, large apart hotel. And the problem is that some people coming into the market, you're not taking advice and not understanding what's there. So you need to speak to the operators, listen to what they're saying, rather than trying to create your own idea, because they are developing these really large ones. So for example, that city I mentioned, a provincial city, 250 keys, right, is too much for an apart hotel, and that market won't accept it.
So you got to know your market. You have to understand what the demand is now, but also be hopeful for the future, because it's really a growing business.
It is. It's about getting that profit mix right, and because the problem is some of these cities is you have to look at the corporate accounts. Where is their price point? Where is your the leisure market, and can you bring those things together? So you're absolutely right. There is a growing market there. There's a lot more to be had, but you've got to be very, very careful and get it right, get the mix right, and with that there, you should have a very successful business. Any
particular cities that you're got a keen eye on, or you need to keep that a corporate secret?
I can't tell you. But obviously, well, I'll give you an example. London, actually. I just mentioned earlier that we're now seeing, we've advised an institutional investor who've now finally agreed. So for years, they would never take a management agreement in central London. And this week, they have now agreed to take a management agreement. And that's the exciting bit, because these funds have been talking about doing management agreements and haven't done it for years. And now we're finally seeing these funds putting their foot in the water and actually starting to invest, which is exciting.
You find that they're starting to shift some of that capital away from traditional hotels now, much more so into this sector?
Well, exactly. That's the whole point. I mean, there needs to be education. If I've got a full-service hotel with, let's say, F&B, M&B, and all of that, it's very, very difficult to manage, and lots of risk profile. If I've got an apart hotel or a service department similar to a budget hotel, it's very easy to manage. Your profit conversion is considerably higher, and during downturns, actually, it's much more robust business. So actually, they need to look at this sector, and that education piece needs to go out there.
All right, I love it. Will, I want to thank you for being here, and I'm going to take this guy in the back room and see if I can't find out what cities to invest in. Yeah, I'm going to be a tough guy. All right, for Will Kirkpatrick and me, Glenn Hausman, thanks for watching Here to Stay TV.